you move into these apartments, please watch this video. Hi guys, and welcome back to What's Up with Tori. So, I know it's been a while since I posted on here, but honestly, I need to say something to you guys. I need you guys to take heed to what I'm about to tell you guys, so you guys won't get catfished and get got like how Tori got catfished and had gotten got. I had gotten got by Westmar student loft apartments. I just moved into these apartments called Westmar Student Loft Apartments in Atlanta, Georgia. Before you move into these apartments, please watch this video, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you guys things that I wish I knew before I moved here. And I feel like these are things that will definitely affect your overall decision on whether you want to move to Westmar student lofts or not. And I'm gonna get into this right now. Number one, so there was no help moving in. The day I was supposed to move in, there was no help. No help. And what I mean by that is I was under the impression that these were student apartments. So usually in student apartments or student dorms, there are always people or even like huge carriages or carts that are available for you when you're moving your things in and out, so that you'll have an easier time moving your things in and out, so you won't be struggling and out of breath. So there's a train that's coming. I'm gonna tell you guys about this train. Sometimes it gets louder, I swear. But my stepdad was at work the day that I was supposed to be moving in, so it was just me and my mom, you know, moving my stuff in. First of all, it took us about 4 hours going back and forth loading the car. We made about 2 or 3 rounds the first day, and then the second day we had to go back and get like 2 more rounds, which took about like another 3 or 4 hours. And so yeah, that was hell. The security that was there, they didn't really help us because it wasn't really their job to help us move in. And I understand that because they are security, but they didn't even have the huge little carts available to help you move in. Like, they didn't have anything except for this metal little thing you have to push. It kind of looks like those things that people in warehouses use when they're moving boxes and they're loading boxes, and they're like stacked on top of each other, and then they kick it, and then they push it or pull it or something. Anyways, they gave us one of those, and it was a hassle. Like, we had to move a mini refrigerator, we had to move like lamps, mirrors, these huge containers that I have all of my clothes in. Like, it was heavy and it was a lot, and it was very, very tiring. So, number 2. So basically, every time someone comes to visit you at Westmar student apartments, every time someone wants to visit you, you have to sign them in. So basically, if your friend is like, hey, I'm on the way, I'm downstairs, they have to bring their ID, their government ID or their driving license. You have to bring your ID or a picture of your ID. Your guest, your visitor, whoever they are, your mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma, niece, boo, husband, wife, whoever. They have to write their first and last name, they have to write their email address, they have to put in the type of car that they're having. What else? They have to take a picture of themselves, they have to show their ID, like I said, to the security people, and then they're gonna give you a parking pass. Next point, all of the visitors have to park on the 5th floor. So they're gonna give you a parking pass, and then you're gonna have to sign the parking pass. Once they give you the parking pass, you go to the parking garage, you show the camera your parking pass, and then they're gonna, let you in, and you're gonna have to go all the way to the 5th floor at the very, 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 very top, right? Which in itself takes like 5 or 6 minutes. Like, it can be a lot, especially if it's kind of crowded. So then, yes, the third thing, right? So number 1, they don't have people helping you when you move in, and they don't have a lot of materials to help you when you're moving in. Number 2, your visitors have to go through an extra amount of hell just to come and see you. Number 3, the visitors have to park on the 5th floor, which again is annoying. And number 4, they like to boot people here. They love to boot people. So make sure that when you do visit someone, you have your parking pass, or you tell your visitor to make sure that they have their parking pass on the dashboard of their car where it is visible, because if it is not visible, they will boot your car. I see this all the time. Like, I could go up there right now and I bet someone's car will be booted. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, So number 5, the pet policy. They're very unclear about the pet policy, right? Because on one hand, they're going to tell you this is not a pet-friendly apartment complex, right? But then on the other hand, they're going to tell you, oh, only emotional support animals are allowed to live with you, right? So then there's that, and you know they're going to make you pay a monthly fee for that. So yeah, that is annoying. So that's the 5th thing, the no pet policy, alleged no pet policy. So number 6. So before you move here, you fill out a questionnaire so they pair you with like the right roommate. Well, they fail. They don't do anything right here. Obviously, they paired me with the wrong person. My first day ever coming here, like the moment when my mom opened the door to these apartments, right? Extremely, extremely loud music. We heard it from all the way, like in the hallway, like coming to the door. We were like, what's that music? And then we opened the door and we found out the music was coming from my apartment, unfortunately. So that was that. Number 2, the living room was dirty. It was dirty because my roommate was dirty.
You dirty. You dirty. You dirty.
She is dirty. So then there's that. Oh, and guests, always in and out, in and out, and they're always very loud and disruptive. Loud and disruptive. Very inconsiderate, always leave a mess, very loud, very dirty, stuff everywhere in the living room that doesn't belong to me. It's just, and unfortunately, it's just us 2, right? When I actually moved here, there was actually 2 roommates that I had, but one of them actually moved out. So now it's just us 2, and we don't talk. We don't talk, we don't get along, but I don't mind, as long as it's quiet. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, management. So when I complained to management about my roommate, basically they didn't really do anything. They don't do anything. They can't really make anyone turn their loud banging music down. All they can do is send security up there to mediate, right? And they actually had to, send security up to my room because I basically, kind of lost my temper because I was a bit fed up with the loudness, and all of my roommate's things were in the kitchen, in the cabinets. All of her things were in the living room. Basically, like, no space was made for any of my things. Like, it's like I wasn't even living there, which I found to just be, very a bit inconsiderate and disrespectful. So I lost my temper a bit, and I was going off, and honestly, I regret that, because looking back, even if I don't agree with something, there's always a mature way to speak to people and handle your situations or conflict or, disagreements or whatever the issue may be. So, yeah, I kind of regret losing my temper, but I don't regret it because at the end of the day, the issue was resolved. It's no longer loud here. So, that's a good thing. But there was a better way I could have done it, though.
Thing I forgot to mention is that if you, for some reason, want to switch rooms or transfer rooms, you don't like your roommate, you don't like your room, the only thing that management is going to tell you to do is pay a $250 transfer fee. Yes, that is the only way you get around that. Or you can sublease your apartment by either giving it to someone else to take over your lease, basically. But who would want to take over your lease if you have a roommate like mine?
So next, the first day I moved here, number 1, my sink in my bathroom was clogged. It was clogged. And I was upset because I pay over $2,000 something to be here because I didn't have a co-signer. So I had to pay like the first 2 or 3 months of rent to like secure my spot in here because I don't have good credit. And like I said, I did not have a co-signer, so I had to pay that extra money. But I just felt like if you guys know that there's someone that's gonna, be moving in, why is the bathroom sink not functioning well? Like, I feel like these things should have been checked before I moved in. They should have checked to make sure that these things were running smoothly, the water, electricity, air conditioning, etc. before I came in, because when I come in, I want to be comfortable. I don't want to be complaining, but I was complaining first day. The second thing, what was the second? Oh, the bathroom drawer. So there's like 2 drawers in the bathroom, right, that you slide open. The one on the right, it works perfectly. The one on the left, it was broken. like literally like it was a bit dismantled at the bottom. I called management or the leasing office, and they sent someone that same first day that I called them to fix it, which was great, right? You know, however, the bathroom cabinet drawer, it wasn't really fixed. Like the management here, they don't really fix things like real handyman. They just do like the kindergarten construction kind of work, you know? How many things have I listed? How many things have I listed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 9th thing, these apartments are just straight up catfish. A lot of hallways smell like weed. All throughout the hallways, like not even inside of the apartment, the hallways smell like weed. What else? Oh, it is hard to find these apartments in the GPS. You know, at the moment I don't have a car, so I'm relying on Lyft to get everywhere. And they have a hard time finding these apartments unless they're just already familiar with the area. And sometimes we all know if your Lyft driver cannot find your location, it can make you late. I have been late to work because of this situation. So that was the, what, 10th thing? Okay, the 11th thing. I believe these walls are thin. Like when I'm walking in the hallways, I can hear other people's music and conversations, like not even just inside, like in the hallways. When you get off the elevator, you can hear it. The walls are thin, too thin. And the last thing, so there's this annoying ass train. This annoying train comes by about every 30 to 45 minutes. And when it does, you hear it. Everyone hears it. Everyone hears it. You can't hear yourself talk on the phone. You can't hear your TV. You can't hear your music. You can't hear anything because that train takes up all of the space and all of the sound waves around you. That train is loud. And what else? Other than that, yeah, so don't move here. Oh, actually, one last final thing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The 13th thing, Westmar student apartments. So that's a joke, because these aren't even real student apartments. And I spoke to someone in the managing office about that, and you know what they told me, right? They told me that they cannot discriminate. They are a fair-based tenant. They cannot discriminate against people that are not students, even though you guys are promoting that it's a student apartment. So I'm just curious because me personally, I'm a student, Georgia State University.
Okay, so I'm just a bit curious as to why you are promoting that it's a student apartment when it's clearly not a student apartment. Student apartment, where? Where? Is it over there? Are there student apartments over there? Over there? Not over here, they're not. Not over here. Over here, they're low lives. They're low lives.
Low lives. Low lives. So yeah. So that includes all of the things that I have a problem with these apartments. What else do you guys want to know? Like, what else do you guys want to know about these apartments? When you put in a work order through an app that they have with these apartments, a lot of times they really won't come and like address your work order, like for maintenance purposes, until you call them. If you don't really call them, they're not gonna come. They're not gonna put you as a priority. They don't care about you. And they're always trying to get you to renew your lease on some rent deal BS. They catfished us. They catfished you. They're catfishing you. They're trying to. They catfished me. They got me. I got. Okay? But not again. My lease is up next year, and I'm not renewing it. So with that being said, hear that train? Here's the train. But with that being said, I will see you girls later.